Everybody. Welcome back to the Positive Choices Show. I am Sasha. Thanks so much for being here. And here is where we figure out how to deal with the things that life tosses at us every single day. It's like the chaos of life. It hits us and we have to deal with it because we're going to try to adult through this whole crazy storm known as life. So that's where here is. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Let's get right to this episode. I think you're going to love it. So here's how it starts. You do something once upon a time. And maybe whatever it was you did was not the best choice you could have made. Have we all been there? Yeah, I have. We made a choice that we probably should have thought just a little bit longer about and probably should have ditched altogether. But we did whatever it was we did. We said whatever it was we said. It all happened. And here's where it gets a little fuzzy. Because you still get up the next day and you go forward and all of a sudden 2 years have gone by or 2 months or whatever. But you still remember that bad choice, that bad decision, whatever it was that you did. And in our subconscious mind, it's always back there. It's over here. It's hanging out over here with some other brain matter, okay? It's taken residence inside our brain, even though it's been 2 months or 2 years or 2 days. It doesn't matter, but it's hanging out right there. It's staying. It's not going anywhere. So what happens is when we have the opportunity to do something else, something new, something fabulous, someone compliments us, we want a promotion, whatever, someone offers us this thing, and this stuff that's been sitting back here in the back of our brain that's moved in, it goes, whoa, wait a minute. Remember that time you made a really bad decision? Remember that time you made a very bad choice? And you go, oh, yeah. Never mind. I'm not going to try to do anything else. I'm not going to go for that promotion. I don't deserve whatever it is somebody's trying to give you. Because that little thought that had moved in back here heard your brain going, oh, maybe I could do more. Maybe I could try this. It made a beeline for the front and said, no. You did this one time and you are not worthy. So that little piece of that information that's in the back of your head, we're going to yank that out. We're going to squash it. Squash it like the bug that it is. Because I want you to know something. You are not the sum of one thing. You aren't. You are not. One decision, one choice, or even a series of choices or decisions does not define who you are. Let me say that again. One choice, one decision, or a series of decisions, a piece of your history does not define who you are. So, don't allow whatever that thing was that you did whenever you did it, or you said whenever you said it, or whatever, don't allow that to sabotage your future. You are the only one who can say, okay, I screwed up. I prefer to say, I have no regrets. I have fabulous experiences. Personally, you can use that all you want. But own it. Own that screw up. And let me just tell you, you're going to screw up, okay? If you don't have a failure somewhere along the way, I'm a firm believer that you aren't really living. Because we all have failures every single day. The difference is you accept it. You own it. And you say, yeah, that was not my smartest move. That perhaps was not my best choice. But today, because I have the knowledge of what to do differently this time, today I make much better choices and much better decisions The positive choices are there because I did a really bad decision or choice in my past, and I learned from it. The most important thing you can do with every single failure that we have is learn from them. Learn what not to do. Learn how to do it differently. Learn to do it, put a little twist on it or whatever it is. You learn from those mistakes. And that's how you become here now. And we're going to keep messing up. And the times that we have messed up in the past, when we've screwed something up really good, when we have had a failure, I don't really believe in failures, but we'll use that word today. When we've had a failure, let it soak into your soul just for a hot minute. Figure out how to get out of it and say, you know what? I'm going to try again. Maybe not today, but tomorrow. I'm going to try again. And I'm going to take what I learned from this and I'm going to do something differently. The trick is not to wallow in that failure. You get 37 seconds, okay? All right, 37 minutes. You don't get the rest of your life to wallow in that failure, that mistake, that screw up, that whatever you want to call it. You don't get that benefit. You know why? Because then you aren't living. If you let that mistake, that failure, that screw up, whatever it is you want to call it, that poor decision, that bad choice, if you let that determine the rest of your life, it won. Oh my gosh, it won. Okay, you have a long, beautiful, glorious life. We all hope we do anyway. That's the plan. I'm going to live to be 150. That's the plan. So why on earth? Let's say, for example, we're going to live to be 80 years old. Let's just use 80 as a general term, okay? We're going to live to be 80 years old. There is no way I am letting 1984 be the determining factor for all the other 79 years of my life. I just picked that number out of a hat. There was no real meaning to 1984 for me. But there's no way I'm going to let 1 year, 1 day, 1 moment, 1 hour where I didn't do the best that I could rule the rest of my years. So, what does all this mean? It means you have to get over whatever it is you did so that you can go forward. You do not let one specific one specific incident rule the rest of your life. You have fabulous experiences is what you have. No regrets. Just fabulous experiences. So here's your challenge for this week. I want you to own your fabulous experiences. I want you don't have to, of course, because that would be really weird if it was something you just had never told anyone, but if it feels better to you, maybe so. I want you to tell us what that fabulous experience was that you knew later was so not the thing to do. Put it in the comments right there. Let us know how you overcame that. That's what this Positive Choices show is about. Overcoming those fabulous experiences. Remember, that's what we're going to call them. Overcoming those so that we can live our best life. So tell us, what was yours? It can be as simple as, I wore knee socks with a dress to work one time. I thought that was it was not a fashion statement. It was simply not the best choice. Is that that's certainly not the worst thing ever. Of course not. And I say that with a little bit of laughter. It can be something as simple as that twists your mind and say, oh, I should never wear a dress again. But my guess is it was a bad life experience, whatever that is. I just don't want you to let one moment in your life rule the rest of your years. Get up, get over it, and let's check out the rest of this life with joy and positive choices. So tell us, if you will, if you want to, two things. What was that fabulous experience? Or how you overcame it. I'm a firm believer in positive affirmations. That is how I have overcome the trials and tribulations of my life. My son is missing. I had a first husband who abused drugs, and I had to make a decision to leave him and go out on my own and raise this human. And then he turned around and walked out of the human race as well. So, how do I overcome those? I'm not going to let those things define my life. Is it a piece of my world, a piece of my story? Absolutely. 1000%. But it doesn't interfere with the joy I find in living every single day. I use positive affirmations every single day. The positive words that are in my brain are what filter out all the negativity. So tell us how you deal with it. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching the Positive Choices show with me, Sasha. You can find me over at Facebook at The Positive Choices. Be sure and leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, anything you want to tell me. And if you want to get the emails that tell when a new show has premiered, hit that big red subscribe button right there underneath the video. Until next week, I am checking out. Sasha out. Talk to you soon. Bye.